Do 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 do. Josh's Order Corner.
That's me.
It is time for two things. One, to open this box. Two, to remove eBay from my phone. Look, I'm really sorry, but you gotta go. You're making me spend too much money. I don't need to be scrolling through you late at night and saying, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. I'll make a bid on that. I'll make an offer on that. It's done. It's done. We are no more. I'm sorry. Where was I? Let's go ahead and pop this open. I will say, came in a box. Gotta be happy when an eBay seller uses a box. I will also say, someday I'm gonna cut myself doing that. That's it. That's what I was gonna say. So, this is coming all the way from, Washington. Bremerton, Washington. I'm pretty excited about this one. Um, I almost made a huge mistake. That light is so bright. I almost made a huge mistake and spent way too much money on a facsimile autograph for an amazing copy of Stephen King's Cujo. But I was like, good gracious, A is bodacious. If you know, you know. I was looking at it on eBay and I was like, I want that. That's an autograph. And as I made a couple offers that were declined, oh boy, come on. I eventually looked over the details of it. Or no, I Googled it. I Googled the item to see what it originally sold for. And then in doing so, I found that the autograph on it was a facsimile. I would have been so angry with myself had I purchased that. Oh boy, this shipper loves their saran wrap, and I love them for that. I'm going to keep these two set aside right here, and we're going to open this first. Now, since I just talked about Stephen King, I'm sure you can imagine what is in my hands has something to do with our boy, Steve Kizzle for Shizzle. Come on, just open. I hate doing this to everyone. Will I speed it up? Yo, I don't know. I've never gone down this rabbit hole, and hopefully I won't go much further, but this is a science fiction digest featuring Stephen King, right there, celebrating Cujo. Now it says Cujo, Stephen King, #1 bestseller, science fiction digest featuring excerpts, in the author's own words, of the best in current fantasy, horror, occult, speculative, and science fiction. This is from January/February of 1982, before your boy was even alive. Uh, from the library of, and there's a little paw print stamp right there, just like that. Don't write in your books, you turds. There's some damage to the pages, some moisture, but I mean, this is old, so like, I feel like I don't really have the right to complain about it. But I don't know what it is exactly, because it's obviously not going to be the full Cujo novel. So let's see. Cujo, the author of such hair raisers as Carrie, The Shining, Firestarter, and The Stand, Stephen King here turns his hand to a more mundane but equally terrifying horror. How dare you call Cujo mundane? Ooh. Ooh. That is... You're a turd. I miss my dog. The Keep by F. Paul Wilson, soon to be a major motion picture from CBS Theatrical Films. The Keep is New Jersey physician F. Paul Wilson's fourth novel. Little Big by John Crowley, garnering raves and comparisons to Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. John Crowley's fourth novel is destined to be a classic in its field. The author lives in Massachusetts. The Silver Medal Lover by Tanith Lee. The prolific, 23 previous novels, Tanith Lee is a resident of London, England, and has written on every fantastical and science fiction subject imaginable. In 1979, she won the British Fantasy Society's Award for the best novel for Death's Master. Okay. Sean McCarthy looks like the editor here. Speculations. Feature films now playing. And then Cujo. Once upon a time, not so long ago, a monster came to the small town of Castle Rock. This starts on page 16. There's no way this is the whole story. No. Just a very ends on page 60, so it's a pretty solid excerpt from it. The second to last paragraph in Cujo is one of the most beautifully written things I've ever read in my life. It's why I named my dog Cujo. It is so special. And if you don't read the whole book, if you ever have a chance, just pick it up and read the second to last paragraph. It's beautiful. But yeah, it's got the excerpts from the stories throughout here. Like I said, I'm going to look and see because it's not in bad shape. I'm going to look and see right now. I hate when I do this. It's a habit for some reason. It's not in bad shape, but it's not in great shape. So we're going to look and see here. Acceptable condition. That's solid. See photos for condition, price sticker on front, name on inside cover, stained along top quarters. They laid it all out there. I just don't pay attention. So I have nothing to complain about. Hell yeah, seller. CD, DVD, books with a 100% positive review and 2,168 items. Hell yeah. Pow. So yeah, I'm really happy to have that in my collection. I'll wrap it back up in this plastic. Now, the other item that I got from this individual is from someone who I haven't really read much from. I have a couple of his books, short stories mostly, but I want to change that. And this one I was hesitant because it's a little different. First, we have On the Road with Brian Keene, Cemetery Dance Publications, and John Urbancic. This is signed by John Urbancic there. I assume that looks more like John than Brian. This promotional chapbook is limited to a one-time printing of 750 signed copies. On the Road with Brian Keene. The road can't be long. The road can be long. Asphalt stretches infinitely when you're trapped in the interstate. Looks like Brian, he was doing like a book tour and wanted to write about it. So they must have gone together to write this book. That came with this item here, which is, it's a really long video. It doesn't need to be. Sorry. On the Road, and this is End of the Road by Brian Keene. Cemetery Dance Publications. Gotta love Cemetery Dance Publications. Boop, boop, boop. And always with the beautiful intro page that is signed by Brian Keene, which I'm going to compare to the other one. Oh, yeah, that's the other one signed by John. This is special signed edition, End of the Road, limited to 750 copies. This is copy 745, my dudes. 745. It is Wednesday, my dudes. So yeah, what this is. My name is Brian Keene. I'm a writer by trade and a road warrior by heart. Neither of these things are wise career or life choices. The tolls add up. Over the last 20 years, things have changed. Book tours have changed. Publishing has changed. Book selling has changed. Conventions have changed. Horror fiction and the horror genre has changed. I've changed too. The only things that haven't changed are writing in the road. They stay the same. The words we type today are the past tomorrow. Everything is connected like the highways on a map are connected. This holds true for the history of our genre as well. I rode into town 20 years ago. Now I'm riding out. You're all coming with me. So begins Brian Keene's End of the Road, a memoir, travelogue, and post-dance macabre examination of modern horror fiction, the people who write it, and the world they live and die in. Exhilarating, emotional, heartfelt, and at times hilarious. End of the Road is a must-read for fans of the genre. Introduction by Gambino Iglesias. Sick. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I've been dying to read more of his work, and this will give me an opportunity to get into a different perspective from his mind. So instead of reading some make-believe spooky stuff, I'll get to see through his eyes what he thinks of the genre as a whole and what life on the road for a author really is. I want to do more events involving authors. Like I really want to go to Scares That Cares huge, can't think of what it's called, convention that they have in Virginia. That's like a big goal of mine that I'm hoping to work towards. But there we go. It's another book video. Hell yeah. Tell me what you're reading. I just started What Fresh Hell Is This by Del Howson. Introduction by Clive Barker. This is the former store owner of Dark Delicacies. That store closed down earlier this year. And I don't know what I'm moving on to next because I should have The End of the World as We Know It soon, and that is going to be a monumentally exciting book to read. I cannot wait. Tell me what you're reading, recommend some authors to me, and we will talk again eventually. Be good to yourselves.
Do 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 do.